for the time and given to me. Introduce my name, Crispin Julia Hamid from grade 12 so 6. I will present the results of my scientific writing with the title Boredom of Studying During the COVID-19 Pandemic for 9th grade students of SMPS Junior High School Seminari Mateloko. Forever praise and thanksgiving I pray to the presence of the one and only God who has given me His grace so that I have succeeded in completing this scientific paper on time with the title of Learning Burnout during the COVID pandemic 19 grade 9 students at Junior High School Seminari Mateloko. This scientific paper can provide information about COVID-19 in the world of education, especially in SMA Regina Pacis. I hope this scientific work can be useful for all of us and can help prevent the spread in our environment. Finally, I would like to thank those who have participated in the preparation of this scientific paper from beginning to end. Online learning has a positive impact, namely the experience and use of technology in a positive way and release the challenge of teachers in the 21st century. Sudarisman. Online learning brings change in the education system. The material to be taught face both teachers, students, and the administration of education. Online learning, in addition to breaking the spread of COVID-19, is expected to be an alternative in overcoming the problem of learning independence that allows students to learn without knowledge material on the internet so as to lead to students' creativity in knowing science and can implement curriculum policy. 1.2 Problem formulation. Based on the background, the problem can be formulated as follows. How was the difficulty felt by grade 9 students at high school Seminari Mateloko in learning during the COVID-19 pandemic? Academic year. 1.3 Research objectives. Based on the formulation of the problem, the purpose of the study was to find out the difficulties experienced by grade 9 students of One Roof to Junior High School Seminari Mateloko during the COVID-19 pandemic period of the 2019 or 2020 academic year. 1.4 Research benefits. 1 for researchers. This research is expected to provide learning knowledge during the COVID-19 pandemic, which will later be used as a basis for self-improvement in improving the quality of learning. For students, this research is expected to provide knowledge and motivation during learning at home and reduce things that can hinder the learning process. 3. For teachers and education personnel, this research is expected to improve the quality and quantity of teachers and education personnel during learning at home so that in future I will be better. Chapter 2 Literature Review 2.1 Understanding COVID-19 according to experts. The coronavirus that causes COVID-19 disease is a common type of virus that attacks the respiration tract, but the COVID-19 strain has higher probability due to a genetic mutation and the possibility of interspecies transmission. 2. How? Who? Coronavirus are a large family of virus that can cause disease in animals or humans. In humans, coronavirus are known to cause a respiration infection ranging from the common cold to more severe disease are deadly. 2.2 The emergence of COVID-19 and its spreads. In December 2019, a mysterious pneumonia case was first reported in Wuhan. From the 18 December to 29 December 2019, there were 5 patients who were treated with acute respiratory distress syndrome. In less than 1 month, this disease has spread to various other provinces in China, Thailand, Japan, and Korea South. In Italy, the disease was temporarily named as a 2019 novel coronavirus, then WHO announced a new name on February 11, 2020, namely coronavirus disease. On March 2020, there were 2 cases. Chapter 3 Research Methodology 3.1 Described method. Based on the research I did during the COVID-19 pandemic, it brought about many changes in the world education in Indonesia, especially in grade 9 students at one roof. 3.1 Described method. Based on research I did during the COVID-19 pandemic, it brought about many changes in the world of education in Indonesia, especially in grade 9 students at one roof to junior high school. Changes that were felt immediately were learning that was carried out in their respective homes and learning methods carried out online. Three point two Case study method. The purpose of this study was to identify, obtain information on the constraints of the teaching and learning process online at home as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. The results of this study were that there were several obstacles experienced by teachers, students, and parents in online teaching and learning activities. The increase in internet quota cost additional work for parents in accompanying children to learn. Communication and socialization between students, teachers, and parents is reduced, and working hours are not limited for teachers because they have to communicate and coordinate with parents, other teachers, and principals. Chapter 4 Discussion 4.1 The impact of COVID-19 on the learning process. Currently, grade 9 at one roof to junior high school so are trying to deal with COVID-19, which affects aspect of the learning. They have moved off at home and have to do all the tests given by each subject's teachers. Every child has difficulty doing all tests because they don't understand with the assignment given because so for the material given is only a title. 4.2 Loss incurred in the production process the temporary closure of educational institution as an effort to deal with the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic around the world has an impact on millions of students, including in Indonesia and also at one roof to junior high school. This burden is the responsibility of every element of education, especially in supporting the continuity of schools for all teachers to carry out distance learning. How Indonesia should plan, prepare, and overcome COVID-19 to overcome future losses. 4.3 Impact on school leavers. Junior high school graduates this year experience severe disruptions due to the COVID-19 epidemic. The direct impact their experience was there were many students who graduated without skills, even though as we know in this increasingly modern era, competition is also getting stronger and therefore highly organized skills. 4.4 Straight steps and solutions for the world of education. In handling the impact of COVID-19 on the world of education, all stakeholders must work together in text. This condition cannot be spared from the view of government policy and the implementation of operationalists in the field. One government, the role of the government is very important and fundamental. The budget allocation that has been determined by Presidential Incursion number 4 of 2020 is focused on activities budget relocation and procurement of goods and services in order a clear and handling of COVID-19 must be carried out immediately. To parents. Parents as the main educators in the household must carry out their functions. 3. Teacher. A bold learning step must be as effective. Teachers do not want to burden students in the tasks assigned to study at home. 4. School. Schools as educational administering institutions must be prepared to facilitate change regardless of the student's education number. 4.5 What makes students feel buried when learning is moved home due to COVID-19. The COVID-19 pandemic or the entry of the Indonesian coronavirus has changed the learning process at school to be moved at home. Learning boredom is an emotional and mental condition that experience extreme fatigue at the time. 4.6 How to deal with students burnout when studying from home due to COVID-19. Learning activity from home during the pandemic period not only raises a number of obstacles such as causing boredom in some children. Good interaction that are built later are expected to make them less likely to lose physical interaction. Reporting from UNICEF or Robert Jenkins, head of the UNICEF Global Education Office, provides 5 tips to help children during learning at home so they don't get bored. 1. Create a flexible routine schedule. Creating a schedule and building a routine are things that need be considered taking into account the child's age group. 2. Developing open communication with children. Encourage children to ask questions and express how they feel about you. Take the time. It's important for parents to take the time to accompany their children to study. You can start progressively longer study sessions during the learning process to combine activities so during the children do not bored. 4.7 Positive impact of studying at home so as not to get bored. 1. Made a video containing message and instruction to stay at home, avoid cross mountains, cleanliness and health. 2. To interact with students and parents about learning materials, difficulties and obstacles experienced by students through teachers who have to work from house to house. Also, there are limitations in the interaction between students and teachers. 1. Students accustomed to being independent and discriminate in learning. 2. Students have new positive experience, namely doing assessment independently so that students including have entered the digitization of learning. 3. Learning increasion are no less interesting than learning in school because there is a virtual interaction between students, teachers, and parents directly. 4.8 The negative impact of learning from the mixed students. Lately, the learning system in Indonesia has begun to be measured with learning that is transferred at home. 4.9 Why do students feel constrained in studying at home? Because during online learning during the COVID-19 pandemic, there were many obstacles experienced by teachers and students. Chapter 5 Closing 5 point in closing. Home study policies in education institutions certainly cause major disruptions such as students learning interference in assessment, cancellation of assessment, opportunities to get a job after graduating from education. 5.2 Suggestion. We must always maintain cleanliness, health to always wash our hands, stay away from crowds so as not to be infected by very deadly virus because in our lives there are so many deaths caused by the coronavirus. Let us fight the virus by living cleanly so we can go to school. Thank you.